Hello guys, once again, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am GM Minh here, and this is the second part of the recap of the Championship Tour, the play-in event. As I mentioned in the last video, we was, somehow invited to play in the play-in event of the Championship Tour, and there were 9 rounds, 10 plus 2 time control in the event. We got 3 out of 6 in the first 6 games, and this is the game 7. We are paired against GM, let's say the Rev. And the game is also, a ridiculous stuff. We play this line. Should we have 5? H4. So this is actually pretty rare. The main idea is just to take here on f6 with the knight. If I play this move, I'll play queen b6. We need 2. So in the game, I think I should play like e5 or like maybe like something else, or h5 5 too. But then I play e6, e3, knight a7. This is basically once again mutual blindness. I want to play knight f5, but somehow I simply miss bishop d3 here, when knight f5 will be very weakening. So in the game, bishop d7 here, c3, nice see it. What a better way of development, right? In the games on f3, this, castles, bishop e7. I think he should try and go for like bishop g3 or maybe. But in the game, he allowed me to get away with development. Takes, fc1, queen d8, a3, castles, b4, nice see it. I think I get away somehow with some development right here, and I think we are fine. Knight e5, which actually is wrong by him. I took, and f6. So we are totally fine here right now, right? He played here, which actually is a bit passive. I think f4 can be a try here, but I don't even know in the game. So f1, knight d6, c1, rook c8. You can see it, right? We also up on time as well. Up nearly 4 minutes on the clock, which actually is pretty good. But somehow in the game, things will start to get fun. h3, a6, e4, d4, knight a2, rook c1, queen c1, bishop e5, all correct. Bishop here, but this is the part where I should slow down a little bit. In the game, I just played on too fast. I can tell you I want to flag him, so my play here is a bit fast. I can have a very nice tricks that I can only realize after the game finish, maybe 5. In the game, I was so worried of queen c5, queen c5. I'm taking the pawn here, this one as well. And I think I'm in trouble, but only after the game finish, I realized we got a very beautiful tricks. Knight e4, queen e4, and knight g3, 2 exclamation mark. But yeah, this is something not so easy to be calculated, especially when I'm already a bit tilted, But this is very beautiful. Knight g3, dropping the queen. Queen f6, take with checks. Take here, take with check as well. And somehow now we win right away, in fact, win right away. But yeah, this was absolutely messed by me. In the game, so maybe 5 right away. Queen c4, best move. Queen e5, a4. I also miss a4 as well, but nothing really changed. This is already equal now. a4 and c3. In fact, my only hope here lies on if you play knight e4 to queen d4, and we win with a classic, forking ideas. But in the game, obviously, he's GM, he's a GM, so you can see a thing pretty easily. He play, take here, c1, c1. In the game, actually, I spent a very long time on queen f4, hoping to make this work. But then, can play rook c2 and I see nothing else. I even consider rook f2 here, which is actually looking fine for me, right? But sadly, he's stuck here, takes here, and then he can give perpetual. So I wanna flag him here a little bit. So I play rook d8 in the game rook d8. Let's play. The plan is that if you play queen c3, I got these ideas, you know, deflection. Now we made the queen. But obviously he didn't fall for that. In the game, g3. So here in the game, I plan rook d4, d4. And queen here, queen e4 here, and then I think I'm fine. But now I realize that this is not fine for me though. I think it's actually it's white who actually is fine. This probably is equal already. But you know, whatever it is, it's still better in the game. In the game, there comes a mouse lapse. And I think you can probably guess what I'm thinking at this part of the game, right? After I made this move, I was like, I think that is the only thing I can say. I was very pissed. I mean, I was super tilted. I can explain how I feel at the time when I made this mouse lapse. And yeah, obviously, and I resign. No, nothing more to play for, right? Without a full rook. So, I mean, I couldn't swear since I am still in a Zoom call, and you know there are some a bit there frothering me. So swearing is not a good thing to do, but yeah, that's how things is. So, after game 7, 3 out of 7. In game 8 here, I think I bounced back nicely against a win against GM Titan. I don't even know if GM Titan is like a Titan in my stream, you know, but should be not. So we played the Ninja Sicilian here, and I got a person where I know things a lot. This one theories. I know theories here quite well. I'm never in trouble. We3 to e5 in the game. f3. See it here. b1. h5. Should take in c3 though. Don't know why I don't do that. h5 in the game. c1. d8. Queen e4. And guy in the game I took. And I simply missed that queen e4. Thinking both, you know. I'm very, very blind. In the game, let's see if I was play. Queen h4. g6. And d1. I think actually white is fine now. Should be a draw here, but then I think both of us know that a draw doesn't benefit us at all. So in the game we just play a little bit. c5 here, d7, takes, d1, b5, d1, queen e8 here, play safe, g2, back home, but then queen c4 actually is wrong. In the game I traded rook here, and then he make a bad move, e3. And suddenly I can play here. See, right? Suddenly he missed my ideas. Which allowed me to be able to do good steps. As you can see here, right? So, e2. I take the free pawn and queen. I mean, the thing is that queen b3 got queen d5. And I see no trouble here for us. In the game, we play queen a6. c3 here as well. Here. d2, and then I think I write him like fine in the game. Queen here, d4, yeah, okay, and I think I rather him out down here in a decent endgame. I won't say that it is like very perfect, but I think got him somehow. I think he should have, like in the game, so he messed up a little bit. He played king d4, and g4 in the game, so here it is. I think he just miscalculated here and he's losing. d1 and here knight b2. And in the game it should be 5, e4, king g3. This is over. b3 pawn is too strong for the bishop to defend, you know. So bishop e8 here, g5, g4, king g3, push, and king f2. And then this is next and he can resign. I think so. I think I know what you mean. So here, this one, right? So okay, where? Let me show that. So I agree. I think he might think that if you play here, I get here, right? But sadly, I have knight a1. K1, not the bishops. Kf1 only move here, but once again, I have the fork. And that is why the fork is so annoying, right? So I win the game here, and we move to 4 out of 8. As you know, we needed to stay in top 76 GMs, right? And before the final game, with 4 out of 8, I believe I was 79th. No. 73. I was 73. I was 73, right? So we're already in. In the final game, I met GM Sergey Azarov from Belarus. And although it's a draw, it is actually a fighting game. So we go to endgame here. And then somehow, I play pretty quick. Move to an endgame here when things actually looks quite crazy. Here can d3, okay. D8 here, knight e4. It's here, we got endgame, right? Although we got a bad d pawn, but we got a pass pawn. We got a c file here that can compensate for all. Wait, g4. Preventing this. a5. Rook c6. b4. Rook c5. a4. Rook here. Takes. Rook a2. And suddenly it becomes super tricky here. In the game, king e3. The best one is like 92 by the engine, but in the game I'm not so sure about like f5 here. That's why I don't play that. I think now black has some decent card to play. In the game, play king e3. King e3. In the game, play king. In the game, I play king e3. Knight exclamation mark. This is what I totally miss. In the game, knight e5 was play. Knight e5 here. Knight here. King f3. So somehow now I think we both mess it up. He can win with a d4. Here, and here. In the game, I saw this point, but then I completely misses that. He can do f4, and then I can resign. Up like safely. Just no defense at all. In the game, I think we both missed the checks, So we didn't play that. He played knight e5, b7, b2, g3, and king g2. I'm the pawn, but there are like plenty of card to play. My ropes, right? In the game, rook c3, took the pawn, rook fit here, knight e5, e3, and suddenly it's my turn to go for card to play. Over here, knight f4, you can see it, right? Suddenly now my rook goes c7 here, and we got the attack. But somehow in the game, f5, and I think should be winning here, probably. He played best line, takes. Obviously, this one is losing. And here, right? And it's just over. f5 in the game, e5, down, d8, which actually I think is losing for him. This should be the only one. But this is not an easy move to play, d8 here, takes, to the pawn. I think the engine want me to play something like rook a7 here, this one. I think it's not easy to find. I have no idea why this is the best one. The game I took here, rook a6. The engine claimed this is the draw. I have no ideas. Rook a6 in the game. Checks. The only way to win here is critical with the ideas of like taking here, check here again, and here in the f6. And then for mate, But yeah, as I mentioned earlier, I am completely blind now. At this time the game was played, I think it was like 4 AM at least. And so here in the game, king g3, rook 6 here, king g4, d4, f4, d5 here, and a draw coming. Yep. We got, a fully draw positions, and no way you can win, right? Yes, no way you can win. GG. So, after the final game, we got 4.5 out of 9. and we were placed 69th, guys. As you can see here briefly, 69th in the event. Okay, let me show you the score. See, right? 69 here. I mean, above Fiddler somehow. So, next thing, so we need to play the match play, right? Match play. And my opponent is GM Pavel Ponkratov from the Russia. We played 2 games of 10+2, and if we drew, Armageddon will be following up. In the first game, I was black. And it was actually a pretty ridiculous game too. But you can expect that since, like, you know, both players had been playing Rapid for like 5 hours plus. And for me, the game was played in 5:30 a.m. You know? So we got the Sicilian Nimbush again. The Sicilian Nimbush again. I hope one day I can hear people say something like Sicilian Minzovic. Should be so cool. C5 again, okay. Same like with last game. Same line, right? But here, something changed a little bit. But then I'm fine again. In the game, I think I play fine. Text with the end game. This actually is called like coolest mode game. He got bishop pair here, but his weak pawn structures look pretty weak, right? So I'm in no trouble. C4, 95, E1, right here. B1, okay, and I think I'm fine at this point. Should be 3 here, should be 2B2, 3B8, U2, and C3. Should be 395. And somehow I win. I think I'm in a really good shape right now. The bishop here is being threatened, and it's not easy how we can avoid that. Here, so the best way is like bishop F1, but play D1 myself. So as you can see here, right? This endgame I think will be like very good for me. I have the D file, his pawn are pretty weak, so I'm in really good shapes. But then in the game he plays G5 here, S1, takes, F6, and win a pawn. Right, win a pawn here. But then this when things start to get fun. B6. So here, as you can see, right, we are 3 minutes and 3 seconds left. I mean, up on the clock. So this is where I decided to spend time to think a little bit. It looks like black is fine, right? A pawn up and a strong knight on d3. But yeah, as I mentioned earlier, it is something, you know, I'm already tilted and I'm a bit adjusted already. So you can expect that I will play something wrong. In the game, after 2 minutes of thought, I play knight e5. Which I will give it myself 2 question mark. And in the game, he played bishop f4 instantly. After thinking here again, I knew I'm in trouble. The main plan on me is to take here or to play here for safe, you know? But then I realized that both moves allow rook c6. You know? And suddenly I made it. Suddenly though, I'm dead. You know? And in the game, I was in horror when I realized that. My knight couldn't go anywhere. Like basically, if my knight go away, I allow this picturesque finish. And then, I allow him to take here on e5, and my pawn structures was ruined. I have no real edge anymore. So in the game, wait here, c5, he play b7, play this, takes, d7 here, and I'm down on top as well. Takes here, d1 king e7, here king f6, a3. Suddenly, the game is completely equal. This is next, and then pawn here will drop later on. c5, check here, see, right? This is basically equal. But once again, guys, don't be like me. Don't be like me. In a game, so this is a draw, right? Obviously a draw. But then after some thought here, I decided to play on. You know? Once again, I was so pissed that I missed the chance earlier. So I was again rejected a completely drawn positions. The rules here is that, guys, play the portion, don't play the my game. In the game, I was so angry with me, missing winning chances. So I was again, I trying to overpush, and in the game, obviously, as I mentioned earlier, if you do that thing I get wrong. Somehow in the game here, I was down in town and played something pretty strange. See, right? So somehow now, I'm in trouble myself. And here you can see things get so bad very soon. See here, right? And then you can see right now that all my pawns, my pawns are taken. And what is even more ridiculous is that I'm able to have a draw here in the game. So here, checks here on the time here, okay. You see it, right? Suddenly I was checking a draw here. Yes. See it, right? Suddenly I was able to go for a draw, which is very strange. But as mentioned earlier, at this point both players were tired already, so that is how things is. So we drew the first match of our game, or let's say like first game of our match. In game 2, we play again. I was playing white, but then I think I have a smooth game. Little again, but then I got a good position here, and somehow got to think I know. E4, B5, here, D4 takes, now D5, A4. So I should play this one, which is actually equal, but then he, I think, went wrong. F6, I play here, and I think I'm winning. I'm gonna pot at the very least in the game. So before takes, the D5 and Knight 5 he play, C5, here D1, and this game I think he played well. Yes, and here he's already losing, but he just forget the knight is hanging here, and then this is the end. This is the end. This somehow is the, I think, best game of me though. 97% accuracy percentage is how things in this game. But you know, I will say this game is the result of both players getting already exhausted. I think normally he will not hanging a piece like this way, you know. So we made it to the Division 3, and here is where we met our compatriot Liam Lee as well. And things will be very, very tough. I will be able to show you guys some games, and we'll just do the recap of the Division 3 games later for sure. So guys, hopefully you enjoy the videos, you enjoy the recap, and I think you can see it, right? To sum it up, a ridiculous day, and I think I recovered well. I won't say I'm lucky, since I missed plenty winning chances. I was punished for my grid, when I just keep on pushing for the win, even in draw positions. So a tough day, and hopefully you enjoy the videos. We'll see you in some other videos for sure, and peace.